Hail, adventurer, and well met. You're listening to the Adventure Check podcast, so gather your gear and prepare your spells, because Curse of Strahd starts right now. Last time, the party made their way to the nearby Vistani camp, just settled south of the Ilvis River, west of the village of Barovia. They came upon them around nightfall and found them spinning tales, drinking wine, making music. And they sat a spell and sat amongst them, recognizing that these were the Vistani that brought them to Barovia. After one of the tales, they were encouraged to go to one of the larger tents to have their fortunes told. 3 of them, for narrative purposes, entered the larger tent, with the other 2 remaining outside. Inside this low-lit, smoky tent, in front of a wooden table, sat a wrinkled old crone by the name of Madame Eva. And she proceeded to address the 3 that entered her tent by name and by title, seemingly knowing where they came from and who they were. And she proceeded to present a dusty, creased deck of cards known as Taroka cards. And she drew 5 cards and set them out in front, face down, after shuffling, in almost like a cross pattern. 1 to the left, 1 to the top, 1 to the right, 1 to the bottom, and 1 in the center. And proceeded to reveal those 3 cards and tell their fortune. The first card was the Mercenary of Swords. The second was the Berserker of Swords. The third being the Merchant of Coins. The fourth being known only as the Seer. And the final one, known as the Beast. After some deliberation of the meaning of some of these cards, being vague in their riddle-like structure among the Vistani, the party decided to pursue the one known as the Seer. That spoke of a dusk elf living amongst the Vistani. If they were to help this dusk elf, he may in turn help them against Strahd. The party left the Vistani camp the next morning and headed north along the Svalvich Road, across the river and through the mountains. Curving ever so forth to the west, they see in the far east, through the mists, circling dark clouds of black, seeming moving at a decent pace, but never actually gaining ground, almost swarming as I hit my microphone. And around this was a spire, a keep, a dark stone structure that emanated forth beyond the mists. A castle. They pressed on. They eventually came to a fork in the road where the fork veered off to the east and the west. Into the east, the road turned into a fine cobblestone road. And to the west, remaining a dirt and muddied path, would go further into the gates of Barovia. However, something impeded their path, a dark carriage strewn about by 2 black horses. The door slowly opened on its own and beckoned the companions to investigate. Again, 3 of them set forth, Jade, Zips, and Altharian, leaving the other 2 back with Zips's mount, the Spider Styx. Inside, the 3 came face to face with a noble-looking individual with purplish gray skin and slicked back black hair, dressed in blues and red and maroons lined with gold thread, sipping a goblet of wine. This individual introduced himself eventually as Lord and Sovereign of this land of Barovia, as Strahd von Zarovich.
Boom, boom.
He pressed with questions, poked and prodded, and after a while, he expressed that he wished these foreigners in his land to pay tribute to the sovereign, to respect his domain, and to pledge fealty. And he set forth before them a quest. Find the reincarnation of his beloved, Titania, and return her to him. Titania, now known in the reincarnation form as Irina. Strahd gave no further information than that. He also promised them that if they were to do this, that he would throw a feast in their honor. And when their time is right, he would invite them to Castle Ravenloft. And then he bade them farewell, giving them the final words of, "And do be entertaining. I will be watching." And that is where we will pick up tonight.
I mean, I don't know. A feast sounds pretty good. I mean, how hard can it be to find one person?
In a place like this, Gypsy would be surprised.
Well, I guess we should just continue on to Vallaki.
I agree. We set out to find this dusk elf. That's what we'll do, and I think I don't know about this person we met yet, but maybe we will end up finding the person he seeks, this Titania.
Her name's Irina now.
Oh. What?
Titania's dead. Irina, I guess, looks like her as a reincarnation. I don't know the specifics.
I did not think something like that could happen. The reincarnation, but...
Oh yeah, I can bring sticks back too.
Wait, you
Throm,
can?
give me a history check. History or Arcana, your choice.
Sure, let's see. Which is better?
Do you think the people I fought in the arena and killed, are they reincarnated too?
Probably not, if I had to guess. Someone has to care about you to be reincarnated.
It continues!
Damn!
What'd you get?
Okay. He got an 8.
Okay.
I got a rock.
Okay. Your passive knowledge yields nothing.
It's okay. My character is apt. I acknowledge this.
Oh, you got quieter, dude. Let me raise you up a bit. There we go.
No, I can raise myself up, trust me. Is that better?
Yeah. So, onward to Vallaki then. Or what do you think, Throm and Kai?
I say the
I
sooner
have
we get
no
there, the
ch-
better.
One way is as good as any.
Okay.
Alright. So the company presses on westward from the fork through the gates of Barovia as it winds through the woods and the forests, the mists ever sitting just slightly above the tree line, seeming to have receded from the road and some of the trees themselves, though ever present. You make your way west, rounding the bends that verge off north and then back down in the southwesternly direction. And eventually, the old Zarovich road transitions here from being a winding path through the Vallaki Mountains to a lazy trail that hugs the mountainside as it descends into a fog-filled valley. In the heart of the valley, you see a walled town near the shores of a great mountain lake many, many miles off. Its water's dark and still. A branch in the road leads west to a promontory, atop which a perched and dilapidated stone windmill, its warped wood veins stripped bare.
I feel like I remember someone talking about a windmill.
A windmill?
Yeah. Am I making this up?
I was kind of in a fog at the time, so I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, you were outside the tent.
Seek under the mountains of dead under gold.
No, it wasn't in any of the tarot cards.
Oh, no?
It wasn't any of the tarot cards. I believe it was just mentioned in passing, but I don't know.
Probably
I might
something
just
at
be
the death
misremembering.
You are
Oh, wait!
probably
The death house.
Oh, yeah! They owned a windmill! And passed it to the kids! Who are dead. They're all dead now.
Yup.
This is a happy game.
It is.
So, we see the village, Vallaki, that we're looking for?
So you see on the map from where you guys are about here on the bend of the Zarovich road, and you see in the distance, sitting along a lake down into a valley as you're sitting up above it, a walled-in city.
Oh,
Or
damn.
city or town, depending on its size.
Appears to be it up there.
Well,
And the windmill you see is a couple 100 feet from you.
does it look like anything is currently inhabiting the windmill?
Give me a perception check.
Best roll of the night.
He says in a goblin sing-songy voice.
Natural 20.
Are you just like last time?
Can someone soundbite that for me? Because I may need it in life.
I'll see what I can do. Natural 20.
I got you,
Zips. The windmill itself seems to be stationary. The air is still. It is not currently moving the limbs of the mill itself. From the distance, it's really difficult to see, but the windows seem to be dirtied and clouded. It can't really see through it, but a winding dirt path leading up to it, you can make out two figures, one larger than the other. One seems to be quite small, either... Actually, it might be the size of you, Zips. With the other one being sort of like a hunched-over-esque figure, and in front of them appears to be a wooden cart that they are pushing out in front of them, and they are making their way up the winding dirt road, up the hill towards the windmill. And eventually they come to the door of the windmill, and it opens, and they go inside, and the door closes.
Yeah, so there's totally people in that windmill.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a small one and a big one.
Do we need to go after them?
Honestly, I don't see why.
Where's this windmill at?
Just down the road, just up ahead of us.
Over the river and through the woods.
Technically, I think the road
Kinda.
we need runs right past it.
We could investigate, if nothing else.
I think it's worth looking at. Anyone else?
Oh, okay.
Okay. So as you press on, down the road and eventually come towards the winding dirt road up the hill. You look up at the windmill and you see the onion-domed edifice leans forward to one side as though trying to turn away from the stormy gray sky. You see gray brick walls and dirt-covered windows on the upper floors. A decrepit wooden platform encircles the windmill above a flimsy doorway leading to the building's interior. As you get closer, you see perched on a wooden beam above the door is a raven. As you make your way up the road and getting closer towards the door itself, the raven hops about and squawks.
Can I pet the raven?
It did not land in front of you. Are you beckoning it?
Yeah.
I will assist her because I am proficient in animal handling.
Jade is just gonna
I was thinking of beckoning toward the raven anyway.
Okay.
Jade is gonna just slowly reach out in interest with her arm and hold her hand up, kind of in a gentle manner to it, and she's curious of what will happen.
Okay. Jade, go ahead and give me an animal handling check at advantage.
Thanks, Zips. Oh, I'm proficient in this. That's fun.
Nice.
Oh!
You do
Nice.
have advantage.
21.
You can roll again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I did not. I'll just roll again.
Just to see if you get a natural 20. Wow. All right.
Oh! Not one, though.
Okay.
Okay.
21.
Oof.
The raven hops about on the beam and caws to the air as it notices your approach. It seems agitated. You hold out your hand up towards it and extend a finger, and it cocks a head at you and hops about towards the edge of the beam, flaps down, and lands on your hand.
You see a soft smile come from kind of gently spread across Jade's lips, and she'll lower her hand just slightly so the raven is kind of like meeting eye level with her, and she'll at first slowly raise her free hand up to kind of let the raven investigate or inspect it before trying to very gently pet it.
I have speak with animals. I can cast it as a ritual.
I can entertain the bird for 10 minutes then if you want.
I'm going to ritual cast speak with animals.
Alright, Jade is making friends with a bird in the meantime as he's...
During those 10 minutes, Jade, go ahead and give me an insight check.
Oh, okay.
As you wait, the bird grips its feet into you to stay still on your hand, and occasionally pecks at your hand gently. It doesn't draw blood or anything, and continues to caw during these 10 minutes.
During those 10 minutes she'll go, "Hi, I'm Jade. I've always liked animals more than people. People can be very cruel sometimes."
In the time it takes for Zips to cast Speak with Animals, you get the feeling that this bird is legitimately trying to tell you something.
Oh!
Good thing I have speak with animals.
That was with my 17 insight?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
By the time you come around to realizing that Zips has finished his incantations and has casted Speak with Animals, Zips, notably the first thing you hear once the spell takes effect is Styx going, "Let me eat the bird! Let me eat it!
No,
eat it! I'm hungry!
no, Styx! No!
Kai just kind of looks like,
The hell is happening?
pretty much.
Good evening, avian friend. I am Zips and that is Jade. We are the only two that matter right now. How are you doing this wonderful evening?
I miss my monastery.
Oh, and by the way, to everyone else, this just sounds like...
Jade's like, what are you telling him?
It's a pretty good bird call you got there.
You shame if
Uh-oh.
Okay, yeah, I'm just checking a stat block. Okay. It cocks its head at you, pecks at its feathers underneath its wing, and after you finish saying, goes, "Danger!"
What was that? I missed it.
Danger!
Oh, danger? What kind of danger?
Bad things!
What do they look like? Is one of them small and one of them big?
What? 3 are big!
3 are big.
Yeah!
Are they in the building?
Yeah!
Holy fuck!
Another sound bit I might need.
Yeah, to the rest of the party, you hear Zips going, "Whoo! Whoo!" and the Raven in response going,
Kai's gonna look at Eltharion and Thrawn and be like, do any of you two know what's going on here?
Meanwhile, Jade is looking at Zips going, what's he saying?
I'm gonna
Is he
switch
friendly?
back to common, and I'm gonna say, the bird says danger. 3 big things in there, and the bird just keeps yelling danger, and I said, oh fuck, and the bird's like, yeah.
Okay. So 3 big things. What 3 big things? There's lots of big things.
I don't know if my friend here can give us more details. And I'm gonna switch back to the bird. I'm gonna say, can you give us any more details on these 3 big things?
Kai's just now just gonna like sit and meditate. He's like, I'm through with this bullshit.
"Bring many! 3 only ever leave!"
Oh. Okay. Back to everyone else. They say they bring many, but there's only 3 that ever leave.
3, wait, many people? Many
Yeah.
what?
Many people.
Is this like another like sacrifice thing? Like at the house that we were at?
I'm gonna switch back to the bird. I'm gonna say, do you see what happens to the others they bring?
"No!
Goodness.
Glass too dirty!"
I don't think I'm gonna get any more information out of this bird.
Jade is, once Zip says that, Jade's gonna take out a few crumbles of one of her rations, and she's gonna hold it out to the Raven.
Oh, it starts pecking at it. It eats a little bit, but doesn't eat the whole thing.
Is he our friend now, Zips?
Zips is trying to decide whether or not he should try to feed the bird to Styx, because Styx is hungry.
Oh no!
Zips is neutral. Zips isn't good or evil.
Zips, I'm hungry.
Well, Jade's like, I like this bird.
I'm just gonna roll a quick insight check just for myself.
Are you inciting yourself?
Yeah, I'm basically like, I'm torn because my one friend likes the bird, my other friend wants to eat the bird.
I love the moral dilemma we have going here.
If I roll higher than a 10, it's gonna be death save. If I roll 10 or higher, I'm not gonna try and kill the bird. If I roll less than a 10, I'm gonna try to feed it to Zips.
Leaving it to the dice. Meanwhile, Jade's just trying to talk to the bird and be friends with it.
Cool.
Oh!
Denied.
I'm gonna say, hey, bird.
I love it.
I got some tasty snacks here. If you just want to fly over here really quick.
That was a 9 for everybody listening.
Yeah, it's a 9.
I mean, if you're going by just the dice, that was a 2.
Give me a persuasion check. At advantage since you speak its language.
I have -1 to that. 11.
11. Flaps down and lands on your shoulder.
Oh, it likes you too, Zips.
I'm going to reach in my pocket, just pull out little rations, and just hand out and just offer up my arm so it'll land on it. My tiny little scrawny arm.
It hops down from your shoulder to your bicep down to your forearm.
And then as it's distracted by my food with my free hand, I'm going to try and grab it by its neck. And I'm going to try and snap its neck.
You reach up and grab the bird. Its wings fan out and starts flapping wildly. The rest of you hear... and you snap its neck on the third caw, and just falls in.
And then I'm gonna give it to Zips. I'm gonna be like, here you go, buddy. That's a snack for you.
Jade is just standing there with a small frown.
Zips was hungry. Once I cast my spell, Zips was crying about how hungry she was.
It's...
Oh, I don't like that.
It's...
No, you're fine. I'm not doing anything now. Too low.
It's okay, Zips. I understand that there's a way of life with things.
Yeah, it's okay. It didn't feel any pain.
Have you ever had your neck broken?
No.
Yes. Hey,
The cycle of
Matt,
life.
okay.
Are you
My spider's got it.
saying?
So, are we
Doing
going...
jujitsu, when I get my neck hurt, it hurts like a bitch.
Are we going after...
Just a
danger,
clarification. As a player, I feel terrible about that.
I'm buying the character though. I love it, Matt.
Hey.
Matt's like, I'm gonna kill you, but I'm gonna feel bad about it.
The circle of life.
Yeah,
I'm
basically.
also chaotic neutral, Matt, which is why I rolled. It's like, do I care? High versus low. Rolls a 1. I don't give a shit.
It's a fucking bird.
He's a fuck.
Alright.
Are we going in then?
What are we doing?
I'm not going in first.
What I might be able to do if we're going in, you guys saw me do it for all of us at the house. I can help us be more like the earth and the stone, and so we can be more quiet, if that helps.
That sounds great. I still vote Zips leading since he killed the bird. That gave us the information.
Oh, it's okay. I can go first. I'm used to always being first.
I'm still just staring Zips down right now.
I'm confused. I'm like, do you want some of the bird too? I mean, I'm sure you could have a wing and sticks one in mind.
Kai's gonna stand up and go, can we just go?
Oh, okay. So, Jade steps back slightly, and you see her kind of dig her bare feet a little into the earth that she's standing on with all of you, and she is going to close her eyes and take a very deep breath. And as you guys saw before, her stone-like features as an earth genasi seems to be even more earth-like than before, if possible, and it's almost like she's starting to merge and become with the stone. But then as you watch, she seems to take that kind of essence that she's controlling and passes it on to all of you. And so she has essentially casted Pass Without a Trace with her Merge with Stone feature. So we have that for an hour.
Yep, so any
Nice.
stealth checks you guys make, you can add 10
Plus
to your
10.
roll.
Yep.
Damn.
In addition to whatever your stealth modifier is.
Yeah. But it is, what is this?
How long does that last?
An hour.
Okay.
But it is concentration, though. I'm pretty sure Pass Without a Trace is concentration, just
Yes.
for...
Hey, I got 14.
So, yeah, if we are walking in and we want to stealth, you can add, 10.
Yep,
We
so
double
those-
check on that.
Those that
Yep, concentration.
proceed in. If you
I'm gonna go ahead and dismount
Zips for now. I mean, I'm just mount
You mean
Sticks.
Sticks? You called him
yourself.
Zips last time.
I don't know what you're into, Zips. But
I don't like it.
So,
Let's see.
how many people can you affect with Pass Without a Trace?
A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection for the duration. Each creature you choose within 30 feet of you, including yourself.
Oh, so just
As long
many
as you're
you
in-
want.
Yep, as long as you're within
Okay.
30 feet of me. Yep.
So that's 22 from Zips. And that is 22 from Sticks.
And Jade, I just rolled. What did she get? A 29.
Damn!
She almost got a nat 20. That's pretty impressive for
Uh,
giant ass Earth Genasi.
Are we
Yeah,
all
we'll see.
stealthing them?
see how
I
my
think
monk,
so.
see how my monk boy does. 16.
Eltharion, what kind of armor do you wear?
23, yay!
Now, is that disadvantage?
What kind of armor do you wear?
It's medium, but not all medium have disadvantage.
What is it? Medium is a
Chainmail.
type.
Chain-
I think
Yeah,
chainmail has
I think
disadvantage.
chainmail is
A
disadvantage.
mail of chains.
As we furiously Google chainmail.
I know.
Hang
I
on.
don't know
I
what
see
you're talking about. I'm
disadvantage.
distracted by a cute cat.
Kitty!
What'd you say, Lindsay?
I said I see disadvantage on it, but AC 16 if that sounds right.
Chainmail?
Yeah.
Let's see. Shit.
Yes, you do have disadvantage.
Oh boy. He rolled again.
That's alright, that happens.
I said, wasn't that like
I mean, you already
Vidar's
rolled a
thing?
4. You can't get much lower than that.
Oh, it's a 14. Oh, yeah, no, it's my lower score. I rolled a 20.
So we have
14,
29, 22,
22.
22 is Styx, 16 from Kai, and a 23 from Thrumpin.
Yes.
Alright.
I'm a 29.
Yes.
Yeah, you are.
Heck yeah. At least we're all above a 10?
We all had a pretty good day.
So, Jade, you will be entering the windmill?
I will go first, yes.
Okay. You walk up to the door and you jiggle the handle and it seems unlocked. You push the door open as silently as you can. It creaks just ever so slightly, going, and you open it up and you look around. You don't see anything immediately alarming, and you gesture the rest of your company onward, and you all begin to filing in. Zips, just for the record, Styx cannot fit through the door.
Styx is the same size as everyone else, technically? I'm just curious. Because Zips is a medium beast, not a large beast?
Yes, but the way his legs are situated
Okay.
and the door frame itself, it is quite difficult for him to squeeze through, or her to squeeze through. And once you guys are inside, the space itself is quite small. So
Okay,
she
I
would
guess-
actually not have much maneuverability around.
I
I'm more than
guess
willing to
Styx-
try,
I guess-
though.
I guess Styx stays outside.
Can Styx climb?
I mean,
Yes, she
yeah.
can. She can climb.
I won't be able to communicate
Mm.
if Styx is outside. I don't think I have a telepathic bond. I could check.
Yeah, this isn't a large windmill. As you walk in, you see it's maybe 10 to 13 feet across as a circle.
Did you say it was dim light or anything?
I did not.
Okay.
As you all walk in, you don't see anything or anyone immediately. You take a look around. The ground floor has been converted into a makeshift kitchen, but the room is filthy. Baskets and old dishware are piled everywhere. Adding to the clutter is a peddler's cart Zips, you come to a conclusion that this is probably the one you saw way back on the road that was being pushed forward. A peddler's cart, a chicken's coop, a heavy wooden trunk, and a pretty wooden cabinet with flowers painted on its doors. In addition to the clucking of the chickens, you hear toads croaking. As you move about, the first thing that hits you is a sweet smell of pastry blends, horridly with a stench that burns your nostrils. The awful odor comes out of an open, upright barrel in the center of the room.
Awful AWFUL or OFFAL?
AW. This guy.
It's a relevant question.
This guy knows.
I like it.
This guy's asking the right questions. Comes out of the center of the room. Warmth on your left as you walk in issues from a brick oven against one wall, and a crumbling staircase ascends the wall across from it. So straight across from you to your right, you see a staircase. As you move about, you hear some faint shrieks and cackles from somewhere higher up, cause the windmill to shudder.
Shrieks
A little
and
spoopy.
Cackles. Can I check out the cabinet with the pretty flowers painted on it?
Sure. Jade, you walk over to the cabinet with the colorful flowers painted on it.
Yes.
You open it up and you find wooden bowls full of herbs, baking ingredients. On one side, you find a couple dozen, if you count that high, Jade.
Probably not.
Many sort of like locks of hair, like sort of adhered to the side in like various containers.
Oh.
Looking about, you find 3 small bottles or vials that are corked that are labeled. One says youth, and this one looks to be like a golden syrupy type of mixture. The next one says laughter, which looks like to be a reddish pink liquid, pretty clear liquid.
Okay.
And the third one says mother's milk. And it appears to be a milky white liquid.
The hell did my character just find?
Why don't you drink one?
She. I was gonna say, if her companions are not like right behind her, she will take those 3. She will take one bottle of the lock of hair, and she's gonna try to grab the herbs also, and she's gonna like in her arms just bring it all back and go, this was in the cabinet. I don't know about these 3 vials here, and she'll hand the 3 that say youth, laughter, and mother's milk. She will hold them out for someone else to take and investigate.
I'll insight that.
And then as he incites that, she'll then hold up the lock of hair one, and she'll be like, but maybe this is a keepsake about somebody. And then she'll... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, and then after she says that, she's still gonna hold the lock of hair, but she'll take the herbs and she'll just stuff them in her own pack.
Thrombin, what specifically are you looking into?
Trying to figure out...
Of
I guess what I'm actually trying to do is figure out, based on the names and the material or the liquid in the vial, what it might be. Should I be rolling something else?
Give me... Insight isn't quite what you want here. Give me either nature or medicine.
We'll do medicine, because I suck less at that.
Okay.
We'll see what the dice say.
That's also true. 1 second.
That's a blank. Oh, there it is.
15, not bad.
15 on the medicine check.
I say, is that a 0 then?
You look at the 3 vials specifically. You pop open the cork, you sniff it, you stick your finger in, swish it around. You don't put it in your mouth, but you take a look at it, see its viscosity. You put it away. You do this for all 3. And while you're not somebody who typically deals in this line of work, you've essentially come to the conclusion that 2 of them are more or less benign. They'll have some interesting side effects, but they're not exactly harmful. But one in particular is a poison. The 2 benign ones are youth and laughter.
Okay.
The poison... Oh, wait, no. I may have misspoke. Youth is benign, for the most part. Mother's milk is poisonous. And laughter is not even in and of itself a poison, but it's almost like a bacteria. It's like viral, a disease.
Explain what you just told me to the entire party.
A poison.
Yes, mother's milk is poisonous, and laughter is basically a disease. I mean, as a cleric, I'd kind of, sort of, possibly be involved in medicines, at least.
Yeah.
We'll use that as the logic.
You essentially can figure out, based on the labels themselves and the type of liquid that you're dealing with, youth, for the most part, makes whoever drinks it appear younger. For about 24 hours, younger, more attractive. Pretty benign. Laughter infects the host with cackle fever.
On mother's milk.
And mother's milk is actually tincture, a poison.
Okay.
Oh, wow. I found more of these too, these bottles of hair. I don't know if they're maybe mementos or what you think about those liquids there. I know.
I hand the vial of poison to Zips. You can probably have more fun with this from a ring.
Poison?
Yeah, sure.
I will.
Apply it to your arrow tips. You'll be fine.
I will add
Don't pick yourself.
to my inventory.
Yeah, Zips, you can either add mother's milk or a vial of tincture. TINCTURE.
I find it funny that it's a poison in D&D, and in the Final Fantasy series, it's an MP restore.
Would you guys like to see what else is in this cabinet?
Does the hair look like anything other than hair, Brian?
It looks like regular hair. Doesn't appear to be animal-like. so it's probably from intelligent, like, humanoids.
How many were there in the cabinet?
There's quite a few, probably somewhere between 6 and 10.
Oh.
And you said we heard cackling when we came in here, right?
Yes, and at this point, as you guys sort of look about during this, you also start noticing that the floors have small human bones that litter the floor.
Oh, crap.
It's a little spook.
Oh.
So you have a couple of trunks and barrels of the wagon, a stove that is lit, there's something baking in there, and a cabinet that Jade has opened.
I'm gonna open the stove, but people are more than welcome to go first with other things since I already opened the cabinet.
Nope, I trust you, Jade. You got this.
But you can see Jade is a little perturbed, and you can hear her muttering like, "But I have a lock of my friend's hair. Is that bad?" As she opens the stove.
No, Jade, that's not bad.
You open the stove, and inside is a fire. A wall of heat hits you as the air is warped and contorted from the heat waves. And through the cackling of the fire in the wood, you see about half a dozen pies being baked inside. It's a very sweet smell. The pastry itself seems to have been in here for probably 4 or 5 minutes, maybe. But there are pies cooking inside. And yeah, that is what you see.
Are they, okay, I'm gonna pull them out, and I would like to inspect them. Are they, like, meat pies?
Yeah, you pull them out.
I hope you have a hot glove.
Nah, she just touches it.
Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. She's an
Cut.
Earth Genasi. What does she care?
Kai just hears in the kitchen. Fuck!
What did I roll?
God,
A 24!
Yeah, let's go.
24. You reach out for one of the pies, and you grip it, and you can hear the skin sizzling from your hand as you grab it, but it doesn't bother you. You slide it forward over the hot stone of the stove, and you look at it, and there, you see a pastry-like crust that is probably about half baked at this point, and what appears to be a seasoned minced meat. As Jade investigates the pies and sees they are sort of meat pies, you hear a faint singing and rhyme and humming coming from within, up above you through the floorboards.
Is that pie done cooking, Jade?
You said it was half-baked?
The pastry is half-baked.
So, my man.
It looks like it's almost done, but here's Zip. She'll just literally grab one, no matter how hot it is, and just try to hand it to him.
Zip's gonna jump back because he knows it's hot. He's like, it's too hot. You gotta let it cool off first.
Oh, okay. And she just, like, slops it back on the baking dish.
Well, I'll come back to that later.
But there's those, and there's the hair. Can I roll? I don't know if Jade can put two together or not.
Zips doesn't care.
I'll be.
So he's not gonna try.
It's
Give
fine.
me just a straight wisdom check.
Okay, because it is really hard being a -2 intelligent player.
Okay, Zips is while she's doing that, Zips is gonna investigate the trunk because his curiosity's gotten the best of him now.
Ha! That's a 10.
10, yeah, no, you can't
All right.
put together what's going on here.
That's fine. So she'll just she'll leave the baking the pastries on top of the stove. She won't bother putting them back in the oven, but she will close the oven so that the flap's not just out. And she'll put the one bottle of hair that she had picked up back in the cabinet, but she'll leave the cabinet open, and she'll just rejoin the rest of the group and see what they're doing.
Okay.
Zips is investigating the trunk.
Yeah, Zips, you walk over to the other side of the room, and you pass 3 chicken coops with chickens in that flutter about.
I'm gonna make note of that. Might steal those for sticks.
You come over to the trunk, and you notice that a couple of small holes are punctured throughout the chest. Nothing. It doesn't seem to have a pattern or a rhyme or reason to it. There are just many holes poked throughout the chest.
I'm gonna listen for breathing.
You put your ear to the chest, and to your surprise, it's not breathing you hear. It is.
Zips is gonna open the trunk.
You flip open the trunk, and staring back at you are probably about several dozen pairs of eyes in greenish brown leathery skin as their throats bulge out. You see toads everywhere, and as soon as you open the chest, several jump out and start hopping all about.
I'm catching one. I'm catching one.
Give me a sleight of hand check.
Ah,
7. One jumps up in front of you, and you reach up and you grab it, and it slips through your hands and pops out, goes over to your right, and you jump over at it to the ground, trying to catch it, and you missed by just a half an inch, and it keeps hopping away from you. And at this point, it's just a matter of
I'm gonna pull
too
out
many to
my
keep
bow.
track of.
I'm gonna pull out my bow and arrow, and I'm just gonna get one.
Roll me an attack.
19.
19.
And I'm gonna go pluck up the arrow, and I'm gonna rip the toad off, and I'm just gonna eat it in one gulp. And I'm just gonna be like, this place is just full of snacks.
Eats it like a shish kebab.
Licks the guts off the arrow. Oh, good! I still got an arrow to use. I fell.
At this point, the singing above you stops. At least, what it seems like it stops, and you hear the floorboards creak, sounding and with the sounds of footfalls.
I like how we just came into this person's house, regardless if they're good or evil, and we just start going through all their shit without introducing ourselves. And by we, I mean Jaden and I. Everyone else just stood there back and watched.
Classic D&D.
Kai's just kind of like looking around, seeing like if anyone's gonna pop out and either like scare the shit out of us or beat the shit out of us, because there's a goblin and what's your thing called again, Lindsay?
She's an Earth Genasi.
Genasi. I almost said Gervasi. Just seeing everyone like, okay.
Genasis, for the most part, look pretty human. Their skin tones tend to be more earthy.
Okay.
For the most part, and they might
or
be slightly
fiery,
taller.
or
Yeah. In her particular case, more of an earth tone.
But she's also 6'3", so she's a giant, barbarian-looking humanoid. That's just
I do want to
going through things.
Barbarian.
I do just want to quickly shoot another toad and give it to Jade for a snack too, because Jade's my friend.
You go ahead and roll me an attack, but again, at this point, you guys hear footfalls coming from above you.
Oh, okay. It's coming down the stairs.
Well, you hear them
ladder.
directly above you. You don't hear anything coming
okay.
down the stairs just yet.
Oh,
But there
who's
is
that?
sounds of movement.
Well, is that good enough to hit a toad?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And I'm just gonna pluck it off the air and offer it up to Jade. I'm like, they're tasty. You should try them. It's been a while since I've had toad.
I've never had. Is this normal?
Yeah, just eat it.
Hey, time to check on those pies.
I was gonna say, I'll say at this point, it's like when I'm hearing like the singing, I'm gonna look back at Thrombin and Elthariel and be like, "Do you guys want to go? Maybe introduce ourselves or something, or at least check this out."
Zips is gonna hide in the trunk that's now empty of frogs.
There's still toads in there. There's that many. Only a few of them got out.
Zips is gonna hide behind the trunk then.
Okay, go ahead and give me stealth check.
Before our two companions.
26.
Here.
I mean, our two companions are breaking and entering, so can we like at least?
Technically, we all broke and enter. It
Hey.
doesn't matter what you do inside. Just coming in is breaking and entering.
Yeah, that's right. Fair enough.
I thought we all said we'd go in. Did I do something wrong?
Zips is
No,
gone.
Jade, you're fine.
No, nothing's wrong.
promise.
Just now we know somebody lives here. Maybe we should. I don't
You
know.
hear footfalls at the top of the stairs.
Should we ask who's there?
Good evening, sir.
Beginning to descend the staircase.
Kai just goes like,
Please
there's
tell
that-
me you actually
"There's that
said that.
introduction."
I
That
did.
Yeah,
introduction.
no, he said that.
Yes, I love
Good
it.
evening, sir. Or good after whatever time of day it is.
Visitors in my home. Unannounced, indeed.
You,
Here comes down, see toads everywhere.
you see, hunched over, haggard, a heavy-set old woman. Her face is wrinkled as if it's a boiled apple.
Ew.
She wears a apron, white apron that is taking on a bit of a brown color just from being old and dirtied. But you can make out what appears to be blood splatters and caked on flour. She has a long, sharp bodkin, or like a tip of a arrowhead through her hair, and is bound up in a mound of gray hair as she looks down, seeing four of you.
What brings you to my home so unannounced?
She's like on the fourth or fifth step from the top as it spirals up the side and up to the next floor.
Somebody better at talking than me like to talk?
Nope. I'm
So,
shaking my head.
everyone just shook their heads.
I didn't shake my head. I was like, let me figure this out for. You know what? I'll take a shot at it because
I
you
have
know,
a
Kai.
charisma 14.
Let's go!
Did my charisma is 13.
My charisma's 8.
Same.
Oh. Alright, Alright, well.
Because clerics aren't charisma casters anymore.
Alright, we'll figure this out. Alright, so I'm gonna try and talk to her. I was like, please forgive us. We were traveling, we thought the windmill was abandoned, and we were just looking around.
Abandoned? No.
And she begins descending the stairs as she is talking to come down to the floor that you guys are on.
No, I've lived here for years. No, not abandoned. So what brings you here? Just investigation?
And she walks over towards the oven.
Jade is still holding a dead frog that Zips gave her, by the way.
I just painted that picture in my head.
She
Not so
notes
much-
the frog in your hand and like looks at it, and she's shorter than you. Even if she was standing at her full height, she's still shorter than you. She puts the frog in a bit of her palm and leans it forward to her, and she like inspects it a little bit. Pity. And she looks up at you. Such a shame.
Wait. What?
And she takes a look, pulls out with a I can't think of a kitchen utensil name.
Knife?
No,
A grater?
Spatula?
a tongs essentially, and grabs the remaining pies in the oven and brings them towards her, and she's sort of looking them over.
So you're just looking around, breaking into an old woman's home.
Forgive us, not a break-in. Thought it was abandoned.
That doesn't change the fact that it's a break-in, now does it?
Do you want
We
this
can...
back?
We can leave and leave you about your business.
She sticks her finger in the center of two of the pies.
No, not quite done yet.
And slides them back in, and she walks over to the middle of the room and sort of takes a look around.
It appears a few of my toads got loose. Oh no, oh dear indeed.
I'm sorry. You can have it back. And I just hold out the dead toad by the leg to her.
Such a sweetheart you are. Unfortunately, it's no good dead.
Oh. Why?
You can keep it, dearie.
Okay. I'm gonna put
What do we
dead
say to the
toad
nice
in
lady,
my
Jade?
Inventory. What?
What do we say to the nice lady, Jade?
Thank you.
You're
Good.
quite welcome.
Literally adding dead toad to my inventory.
Nutritious snack.
Quite welcome.
Well, I think we should be on our way.
Oh no, please, you came all this way.
And she goes over to the pantry and pulls out a tray that has 4 baked pies. She comes over to a little table, sets them out.
My latest recipe. I would be honored if you had a bite.
So the rest of us have put 2 and 2 together of what this is, have we not?
Oh, we did. I'm just like, I want to get
Do you
the
have
fuck out of here.
Do you have a wisdom or an intelligence mod of +1 or more?
Oh! Yay me! But I rolled for it, so
Yeah, you
does
rolled
that
for
mean
it.
I
You
fail?
asked if you could roll for it.
Okay, because I
And
have
as a
a wisdom of 15,
well,
so a mod plus
as
2,
a player,
but I
I
rolled a
know,
10.
but as Kai,
Also,
yeah, both
also
my
the
wisdom
very
and intelligence are above 10, but Zips doesn't care. Zips, it's not cannibalism if Zips eats it.
it's also Zips hears this, and he was quite interested in one of those pies earlier. So that's up to him if he wants to come out.
But he just ate a frog. He's thinking. He's waiting for everybody. He's gonna wait to see if someone leaves a pie abandoned. I don't know. I'm playing by ear still.
So I guess based off of my previous wisdom roll,
Yeah, no, you don't know.
Jade will look at her and go, what flavor?
Oh,
Sorry, guys.
See, there's a bit of salt and pepper, a bit of parsley, and some secret ingredients.
Zips is starting to like salivate because he hasn't had like really good cooked food in a while.
This one over here,
She points to on the far left.
actually has a bit of brown sugar in it to add a little sweet tooth to your...
Okay. So now that pushes Zips over the edge. Zips is going to try to sneak out, grab the one with brown sugar, and sneak back into hiding.
Oh
He
my
does
god.
get an extra +10 to the roll.
Separate
He still
stealth
does,
check. You're
yeah.
coming out of your hiding spot.
Yep.
Go ahead.
21.
21.
Oh,
All
man.
right.
Jesus Christ.
Thank God for pass without a trace.
21.
That's hilarious. She just sets it out. You literally see just like these little green hands pop up. Zoop.
All right.
just like really fast.
Zips.
Guys,
you,
next time, don't have Jade and Zips go out first.
a few
Why did
of
we send
you.
the toddlers? Why did we send the toddlers first?
A few of you, because she's sort of standing somewhat in the center, center of the room, off to one side, looking at you, and the rest of you kind of form almost like a semicircle around her. So some of you can see the trunk that Zips is hiding behind, and as she says brown sugar, you see these 2 green pointy ears slowly come up, going with these like bulging yellow eyes. Like, And he crawls over the trunk as slow to the ground as he can get, and he skitters across, and you see him disappear, and then the two ears poke back up behind the table. His hand reaches out and scurries back behind the chest.
Oh my god.
This one
Old
has
lady
a
doesn't
little bit
notice?
A little bit of sweet tooth. And
She looks back.
my memory seems to be going in my age.
It does happen to all.
It does.
Zip thinking he's in the clear now. He's just gonna start trying to eat just some of the pie. Just like
It sounds like a paper shredder in the background.
Zips, you start biting into it, trying to be a little bit quiet about it. At first you hit the crust, and it's a lightly golden brown crust that almost disintegrates in your mouth with the sweetness. And then then you have the brown sugared meat, and it almost tastes like a mixture of like barbecue and oregano type of spices,
man.
and it's just the best thing. And you get about halfway through it as you're biting into it. I need a Constitution saving throw.
this is gonna be what breaks my stealth. Ooh, a 12. That might be too low though. I mean, I don't know. 12's low, but
12.
It's not
So as
too low.
You're sitting down on the floor with your back up against the chest, and you're just biting into this. At one point, you just stop, and you look around, and you find yourself in a green, brightly lit sun forest, with the birds chirping, and Sticks to your left, down, almost curled up like a cat to some extent, rising and falling, sleeping. You find yourself in absolute bliss. It is a very peaceful and calm place to be.
Did Zips just die?
Yeah, I was saying, it's like, did he get, like, roofied or something?
Oh my god.
just froth coming out of his mouth.
Zips, you are incapacitated.
But I'm hidden.
So Eltharian's gonna go, don't worry, milady. I am an elf, so I don't require as much assistance, but my companion's here.
I'm gonna look, it's like...
And nobody sees the effects either because I'm hidden.
So I'm just gonna say, my apologies, madam, but I am doing a fast for my training. I cannot eat your pie. Please forgive my rudeness.
It looks like Throb has to eat them all.
What are you talking about? I'm a vegetarian.
Oh, so many good excuses. Let's go.
You just hear somebody on the back like, eat it! Eat it!
Well, I guess it's all Jade then.
You already gave me the frog. I couldn't.
You would insult a poor old woman with her new
Oh my god! I'm gonna roll like a charisma saving throw. Hold on.
I like how we impose these roles upon ourselves
18.
when we don't have to.
No, you know what?
18, Jade.
She would feel guilty though, and she would.
Do you want me to tell you what the charisma saving throw gets you, or are you going to ignore it?
You can. I mean, I already said I would just roll,
Okay.
so go ahead.
In 18, you seem fairly unfazed by her request, and quite frankly, it doesn't really make sense to you.
Oh.
Nice.
It's like, yeah, you came into her home, and now she's offering you food. In your very simple way of thinking from growing up essentially as a slave and a gladiator, this is really abnormal.
But, we caused you trouble already by breaking in, like you said. You should just be wanting us to leave, and I have a dead toad, and You're not upset by
it's-
that?
It's fine, it's fine.
And she sort of walks across the room.
I understand no one really likes these pies, and they're probably the worst in all of Barovia.
And she walks over to the center of the room where the barrel has been sitting, where once you guys first walked in is pretty much the source of the awful odor in here.
Perfectly
crap.
fine.
And she turns around and looks over the four of you.
Well,
It was worth a try! And she knocks 3 times on the barrel. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Oh, combat!
You're listening to the Adventure Check podcast. And for all you adventurers out there who like to have a little extra immersion at their table, head on over to battlebards.com and get yourself a BattleBards Prime subscription. A BattleBards Prime subscription will get you streaming access to the entire BattleBards content, the ability to upload and mix with private audio libraries, and a 20% discount on all purchases. So go ahead and get yourself a BattleBards Prime subscription, and when you do, use the coupon code ADVENTURE. Now, we return to Barovia. At the top of the round, we have Zips, who is incapacitated, so your turn ends.
Nice.
Brings us to Jade. Oh wait, what the? Hang on. No, that doesn't bring us to Jade. Jade, what's your dexterity?
1 plus 1.
Oh my god, you made me roll 20. You're gonna do this for me right now?
38, holy
No,
fuck.
it's not 38. It's auto
I
adding.
know.
It's plus 1.
Yeah.
You do not go first.
Alright.
You will
Just kidding.
go next. So all of you currently, the old woman looks around after knocking on the barrel, and you hear sort of like a gurgling and a boiling coming from within the barrel of this black ichor sort of spouting out, and you see 2 small claw-like hands that are like maroonish and dark red reach up and cling onto the sides of the barrel, and that's all you see at that point. But she is going to look around at the 4 of you and point in the direction of Eltharion.
Oh.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
She's going to roll an attack. And since this is at the top of the round, you haven't had opportunity to arm yourselves.
I have my fists.
Does a 19 hit?
Yes.
As a dark black beam spews forth from her finger and connects with you in sort of the center of your chest against your armor, you feel your shoulders sort of droop, and your breathing is slowed ever so slightly. You are afflicted with rave enfeeblement.
Oh.
You now deal half damage with attacks that use strength until the spell ends.
Throw it out there, I'm not on the turn order list for some reason.
That's because you needed your token on the map first, and then have it selected, and then roll.
Womp womp.
Just
So you can do that now, and then whatever. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead and redo it now, and I'll just change whatever the number is.
Okay.
Sorry, that was me being used to speaking as DM from earlier game.
No problem.
There you are.
And watch, it'll be the same anyways. Oh!
Got the same. That'd be great.
That's fine.
Yeah, but it can always be edited to what you rolled for.
Do it again and select your token, because it doesn't seem like it actually took effect.
Okay.
There it goes.
There you go.
So what was the first one?
11.
11. Okay.
Who's 20, guys?
It's not.
I don't want to go before the black beam, it's fine.
Yeah, that will end her turn for now. But as she, at the end of her turn, she sort of claps her hands.
Time to go to work!
Jade.
Okay, well, so Jade saw her companion Elfarian get hit by something, so she immediately just starts to snarl at her, and you guys can tell that she's already, with her snarling, going into a rage. But this time, as she's going into a rage, you see her hands go from the stone gray Earth Genasi hands that you guys are used to seeing. They start to get pointier at the tips, and they almost turn into claws. And so as that happens, when she starts getting angry, she then lunges forward and goes to attack.
Who are you attacking?
What's her face?
Magantha.
Yes, Magantha, since we didn't... The name is there, but
Right.
you didn't...
She didn't quite introduce herself.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever she is. Yeah. So these are 2 claw attacks.
Okay.
So let me roll those. Right, let me see here. Each of your hands determine a claws that deals 1d6 slashing on a hit. Oh, so I have to roll to hit. Does that do this? It's been a while since I did that. Oh, okay, a 22.
22 will hit.
So that's 9 slashing.
Okay.
And then, I believe... Can I do it again? On each of your turns, when you attack with a claw using the attack action, I can do an additional. Yep.
Okay.
So I will roll that again to do a second claw attack. Which is...
An 8 will miss.
Okay, so she at least, when she lunges forward, she does her first swipe with her kind of newfound claws, you can speak, and lands the slash, but she goes to hit again, and that's all of her. That's what she does in the first 6 seconds for her.
All right. That will end. Any movement bonus actions?
No, she'll be right in front of her. If you want me to move my token right there
That's
to take
fine.
up the space.
Sure.
Okay, that's my turn.
Then on your turn, that brings us to... Stop. Roll 20. Quit auto-calculating initiatives after I manually input them. Right? I don't need you to add 19 to 19.
Is the Ray of Enfeeblement still in effect because it's a concentration? Since they were successfully hit.
She... Yes, with a 17 plus, she will succeed.
Okay.
That will bring us to the dredge, which, the cleric and paladin, as this, small, reddish creature pokes up from, the black ichor of the barrel, you recognize this for the most part as a fiend, a demon.
Yay!
Who is going to hop up to the rim of the barrel and extend his 2 front hands and mutter something in abyssal. And you see a greenish, smoky fog begin to fill the room.
Is abyssal and deep speech the same thing in this case, or no?
No, deep speech would be what is spoken in the Underdark.
Okay. Weird that I took that then. Okay.
see in this space, which would probably be Jade and Thrombin. I need a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. I think I have.
Woo!
23.
There was
I
something.
rolled not shit!
I thought there was something that I had that said I had advantage, but I don't see it now.
It's only when you're raging.
I am raging.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah, I said she snarls and that goes into her rage because otherwise she can't form those claws.
I missed that. I believe at a certain point in rage.
Because I know I had.
You have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, not Constitution.
Not con.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I thought I had. Oh, it's probably the strength from when I was fighting the shambling mound that I'm thinking of then.
Yes, this is a con.
That's
save.
fine. Okay, what I get? Oh
Nate.
God!
The greenish fog begins to fill the air. Thrombin, you throw up your one arm and try to prevent it from entering you as best you can. Jade, after making 2 quick attacks, you take a deep breath, and that's when the air goes right into your lungs. You are now poisoned.
Ooh, that's fun.
While poisoned this way, you can take either an action or a bonus action on your turn, not both, and you cannot take reactions.
Oh, cool.
Cool? Cool. Alright. That will end the Dretch's turn. Kai.
Where is the dredge on this map? Is he, like, right there?
Yeah, he's right under Jade's health bar. They're sort of occupying the same space, but mechanically they're not. You get the idea. It's a small map.
Okay, I just want to check. Alright, I want to move within 10 feet of the dredge, which I'm assuming may be right there.
Yeah, you can barely squeeze in behind Jade.
Excuse me, pardon, sorry, excuse me, sorry. Okay, and with that, I'm gonna burn a key point, and I'm gonna use Fangs of the Fire Snake.
Yes!
Against the Dretch?
Yes,
Okay.
I'll send that just so you don't have to listen to me just talk. For people listening, it's gonna increase my, unarmed strikes by 10 feet, and I can inflict fire damage instead of bludgeoning.
Okay.
Okay, good there?
Yep.
Cool. Alright. Why am I pulling up the same thing? Okay. And I'm gonna punch him in the face. Ooh.
You are 10 feet away, you said. Can you hit him
Yeah,
from
the
10 feet
fangs
away?
with the fangs of fire snake. Yes.
Strikes increase. Okay, there it is.
Yeah.
16. That will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Sweet. Okay, so instead of bludgeoning damage, if you spend 1 key point. Okay, so I'm gonna spend 1 more key point, and I'm gonna deal an extra 1d10 in fire damage.
Alright, go ahead and roll your damage. So you spent 2 key points this round.
Yes. And then my 1d10. Whoops. I forgot to put the space. Alright, so my unarmed strike is a 6, my 1d10 is an 8, so 14 total.
So 14 fire damage total as you fire or throw a right hook from behind Jade, and a bolt of fire comes from your fist right past over her shoulder and connects with the dredge as it's standing atop this barrel, and its whole body gets like engulfed in a bit of flame, and it sputters away, and you see it looking back and you go you feel like that did not do near as much damage as you thought it would.
Kai just goes, wonderful. Okay. With that, I'm gonna kind of stay behind Jade as kind of like backup, quote unquote, and that's me turn.
Thrumbin.
Okay.
Okay. Sorry, reading and refamiliarizing myself. Alright, so... I mean, we're traveling, so I at least have my shield on. So I lift my shield, which doubles as one of my holy symbols. Channel Divinity, Radiance of Dawn. Every hostile creature within 30 feet of me has to make a con saving throw. DC 14. Anyone that succeeds... Sorry, reading the ability again. I apologize. What level are we now? Level 3. So... Oh, I need to get that set up. Not a macro, but... Anyone... Wow, that fucking sucked. If they fail, they take 11. If they succeed, they take 5.
11 radiant?
Yes.
Okay. You lift up your shield and the divine light bursts forward in the room. She sort of bats it away after shielding her eyes, and the dredge gets enveloped in this goldish silver light and just disintegrates. She rolled a 19.
That's
He
fine.
failed. The dredge.
I'm glad to know they have less than 11 HP, or exactly 11.
He was at 11 after Kai's a hit.
Oh, that's right.
Good
Sorry,
teamwork.
I thought you attacked her, not it.
No, I was trying to attack the dredge, and then once he was like, I went, oh fuck, in my head. Kai was like, alright.
Alright.
Hey,
I'm pretty sure that's all I can do, so...
Alright, Eltharion.
There's the unmute. Yep, I was looking for it. Alright, so I'm going to do a, you know what, that was... I want to do that, or do I want to hold on? I'll hold on to it. I'll move up against Magantha, and I will take a swing at her, holding my shield and sword up.
Okay. Go ahead and
Oh,
make your attack.
Oof.
oof.
Does that use strength?
It does, isn't it damage? Not to hit.
Yes. Just making sure. 9 will miss.
Yes. I don't really want to use anything else at the moment. So, I'm done.
Zips, you are still dreaming sweet dreams of a peaceful forest along your companion Styx.
Yep.
Brings us to Magnetha. She looks at the smoldering pile of ashes of her dress and she sort of frowns through her wrinkles.
Pity. But you are interesting.
And she looks right at Kai.
I'm really not.
I'm just bald.
And you see her spin her hands before her and like a bluish purple shimmering light appears.
Getting
And
Gengar
she
flashbacks.
pushes it forward and 3 glowing magical bolts come right for you.
Oh no.
And it just hits. You don't get a save or anything.
I'll say it's like not even like an armor save or anything.
Actually, no. She's actually going to spread this out. 2 of them are going after Jade, and the one is going after Kai. So Jade, you take.
Magic missile?
This is magic missile.
Okay.
Jade, you take 8 damage.
8. What kind?
Magic.
Okay.
Off chance, I have a
Force damage.
question.
Okay.
Yes, Kai.
So I have the ability to deflect missiles. I can use my reaction. Can't do. Okay.
These are not those types of missiles.
I figured no, and I was like, I'm gonna ask anyway.
Worth a try.
Off chance.
Yeah, no, good
That
question.
would be a really cool higher level add-on feature to that, like an upgrade to it.
Yeah, that'd be cool. But I was like, maybe it's like I know it's gonna be a no, but it's worth a shot. Okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry, keep going.
Jade, you take 8 force damage, and Kai, luckily on a roll of a 1, you take 2 force damage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And that will end her turn. Jade.
So Jade skids back just ever so slightly from taking the attacks, and she just kind of snarls and like growls and roars at her again, and she does 2 more slashing attacks with her claws, and she's going to attack recklessly this time for
All right.
advantage.
Go ahead and attack with advantage.
Let me put that.
22 will
A
hit.
22. That's 8 slashing. And then, a 17.
17 just barely hits.
Alright. 9 slashing.
These are just regular slashing damage, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Non-magical,
Okay.
if you need to know.
Yeah,
Slashy.
you feel as if your claws
I don't
aren't
think so.
quite digging into to deal the damage you want them to.
Okay, I'm pretty sure they're non-magical. That would be pretty OP if at level
Anything else?
3 they can be non-magical, if they can be magical. No, that's it, because she can only take a bonus action or an action because of the poison, right?
Yes.
Yep, so that's all she can do. I'm just trying to confirm. No, it's in Tasha's and I don't have it. I'm pretty sure it's non-magical. I think magical at level 3 is impossible for anybody.
Yep. Go ahead and give me another Constitution save.
Me?
Yes, at the end of your turn.
Okay. 14.
14. You are in a coughing fit. However, you have expunged the poison from your lungs for now.
Oh! That's fun. Okay.
Kai.
I'm gonna try and dart around Jade. I'm gonna run up to Magantha. Is that her name?
Magnetha, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. I'm gonna run up to her, and I'm gonna try and grapple her, like, so she can't use them fucking arms.
Okay, give me an athletics check.
Hey!
22. What is her... Where's my die? Really?
I don't know if I like that.
She also rolled a 22. So as you run up and you go to grapple around her arms and sort of do like a bear hug, for a heavy-set older woman, she appears to be quite nimble as she bats your arms away and is able to push you back off your feet to just sort of maintain the distance. You are unable to grapple.
Okay, and then I'm gonna burn my last key point to do a what's called key field attack, and I can make as part of my action on my turn. I can make one attack with an unarmed strike or a monk weapon as a bonus action before the end of the turn.
Okay.
burn my last key point. I'm just gonna just like as I'm falling, just bop her or something.
Go ahead and roll an attack at 22. Will hit.
Say it's like if she rolls 22s, well, there I'm gonna be pissed.
All right. Same feeling. You feel like her defense is just actually somewhat stronger than you would expect from a woman like this. Not doing quite as much as you would want it to. At this point, coming in from the top of the stairs, you hear several footfalls.
Oh dear.
I have to ask, were said footfalls within 30 feet of me?
Not
originally?
at the time when you cast it.
Okay. Why ask?
I was checking.
Thank you.
And with a dex of +2, Thrombin. Is that tie? What's your dex?
Sorry. Pull that back up. No, attributes and abilities. No! Stop it, she. Core. That's a tie. Or no, I have a +4.
You have +4?
Sorry.
You will go first. As she's not quite there yet, but Soars, as you begin to make your moves and your attacks, you hear a couple of feet moving at the top of the stairs.
Got it. My turn?
Yes.
Alright, smack dab in the middle of this room. Silence.
Alright, what does that entail?
It's a 20-foot globe centered on wherever I point, which will be what's straight in the middle. No sound can pass, thunder damage isn't a thing in here, and any spells that require verbal components cannot be cast. So fuck her magic missile.
Okay. That's a 20-foot radius, so that's pretty much the entire room.
Yup!
Alright. Alright. So, verbal components, and there's just no sound, essentially.
Yep, so thunder damage can't be a thing in the area.
Alright.
Fun.
Total silence, so it's going to be, a little senses debilitating for a second there, but...
Yeah, so as Thrombin hears footfalls above you guys, and Kai is sort of moved around to try and corner this woman, Thrombin utters a bit of an incantation, and all of a sudden, dead silence in the room.
Can't even hear your own voice unless you have an internal monologue. Which I'm still weirded out by the fact there are people out there that don't.
Anything else?
Nope, that's all I can really do right now, so...
Alright, that will bring us to the daughter's turn.
Ooh, the daughter.
Who comes to the top of the steps and pretty much enters the dome of absolute silence at the moment it is casted. So she is also affected by this. And she takes a quick look around of the situation.
Uh-oh.
We lose Brian. We lost Brian.
Hello?
He's back.
No, I'm thinking.
Brett.
I'm thinking.
I saw Brian just kind of go.
It froze when you were in the middle of saying situation.
Oh, well. I'm thinking. Nope, that's not what I wanted. Where did that go?
Be right back in just a second, guys. I got cats to feed.
Okay.
No.
Says the one that has 2 cats.
Look at them go, they know it's dinner time. Like, it's got one just like, oh, dinner. Like, get up and go.
Yeah.
Alright, whoops. She is going to move down the stairs because I made a mistake, but we'll deal with it.
Now you fucked up.
But it could be a lifesaver for you guys, so we'll see what
Cool.
happens. Yes, she is going to come down the stairs and... Oh god, is that... Wow, yeah, no, that spell really fucked shit up.
Silence?
Yeah!
What?
And too much time has passed for me to actually say something about it, so I'm gonna let it play. That's my fault. She's going to move up alongside Thrombin after she saw him make the attack, and she is going to reach out with her claws. With a 15 plus 7, which I believe will hit. And he will take 2d4. That's no. That's not right. Not 52 points. That's not right at all. That's not right at all. He will take 6 slashing damage, and I will need a Constitution saving throw to maintain concentration on his spell.
Okay.
So that will end her turn. That will bring us to not Eltharion, actually, the other daughter.
Oh, fun.
Other daughter?
Yes. You know, some people can have more than one child.
Blasphemy.
As she comes in with the initiative of 10. And she will make her attack at Eltharion, mainly because I don't have the con save yet from Thrombin. And with a natural 1 will miss. Eltharion.
Now there's... Can I still hit Mega and stuff?
Kai is moved in front of you.
Oh,
Sorry.
that's cool.
Sorry.
It's a very small room. This is gonna happen.
Guess I'll take the daughter that tried to swipe at me.
Swipe or no swiping?
Go ahead and roll attack.
23.
23 will hit.
And I'm going to deal 3 damage.
Yeah.
And I...
Roll damage.
Oh, hang on. I think I'm going to expend... I'm going to Divine Smite. So when I hit, I can expend a spell slot to deal radiant damage to the target. And that'll be 2d8 with the first level spell slot.
Okay, go ahead and roll.
So 10 more damage.
Okay.
And then if it's undead or a fiend, I get to do another d8.
It is a fiend.
Another d8 then. Another 6 for a total of 19 damage.
Okay. Thrombin, I need a Constitution save to maintain concentration on your silence.
Got it. Oh, that's right. Concentration isn't a skill anymore. Said Constitution?
Constitution save, yes.
This has to be better than 10, right?
It depends on the damage.
Yeah, it's either half
Oh.
the damage or 10, depending whichever's higher.
You took 6
Yeah,
damage.
so yes, you succeed.
Oh, what did I take? What did I take 6 damage from?
6.
You got attacked when you went to feed cats.
You take a... I believe it was 6, I'm
The
backtracking.
kitty's got you.
Well, what was the attack? That's my point.
So the daughter that came to the top of the stairs arrived at the same time, essentially, that you casted, so she saw you do it. So she came down the stairs and attacked you with her claws.
Okay, well, sorry, this is a case of I'm sorry I wasn't here to catch that, Because I do have a reaction that could have affected that, too.
Unfortunately, we won't be able to do it, so...
I know.
We can't retcon this. But you maintain concentration.
Okay.
Zips is still incapacitated.
Yep.
That's just chilling.
That will bring us to Magnetha.
Like a villain.
Eating meat pies
Eh?
made of people.
Hopefully he doesn't die.
Are you rhyming with what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna die because no one knows I'm here.
Well, we know you're here, but we don't know like what happened. We assume you're just hiding.
Man.
Hiding like a...
Thrombin fucked this fight up.
Attaboy, Thrombin. Way to fuck up the DM's plan.
I apologize, I'm not doing it from a... I want to make it clear I'm not doing this from a metagaming standpoint. There's a spellcaster. We're in a small fucking area.
Yeah, no, she spellcasted. I said that she mutters an incantation and moved her hands. So, as somebody else who casts spells, you fully understood that she needs to be able to do that. That is a clutch move.
I feel like not many people take silence either as a spell.
Oh, I fucking do all the time. It's a great utility spell against other casters because you can drop it up to 120 feet away.
Wow.
Well, usually if you're not in a tight spot, you can just walk out of it.
Yeah, that too.
I'm kinda sorry, Brian.
Every single spell is verbal.
Whoo!
So
Except one.
Thrombin,
one, and I forgot about it, and now it won't work. Fuck.
Attaboy, Thrombin. Thanks for saving us.
She is going to knock again on the barrel.
Oh god.
And end her turn. And another drench will be summoned forward.
Damn, here I was hoping that the summoning was partially done by the incantation.
Unfortunately, no. So that will end her turn. Jade.
Alright, I'm going to... Jade is continuing to snarl and everything. You see her be more bestial than humanoid at the moment. Obviously, you can't hear anything now. But she's going to continue to attack Magnetha recklessly with her claws.
Okay, go ahead and roll attacks at advantage.
Yeah, let me find... Bloop, bloop, bloop. I'll just roll them both. I got...
19 will hit, the natural one will miss.
Okay, so the 19 does 5 slashing damage.
5 slashing damage.
And, did you say she's still poisoned? Or no, she...
No, you got rid of it.
Actually, that's fine, because I can't do anything else anyway. Alright, that's her turn. She's just clawing and slashing at, Magnetha in a fit of fury, basically.
Yeah.
Alright, that brings us to the dredge, who is going to hop down from the barrel and scamper across the room, and since it's so small, doesn't actually trigger any attacks of opportunity, and make 2 attacks at Thrombin.
Both of them are at disadvantage. Wording flare.
Is that your reaction?
Yeah.
That's not verbal, right?
No.
Okay. Just making sure. Disadvantage?
I double checked, yeah.
Okay.
Sounds like we're in space.
The first one is a 15.
That's a miss.
Okay. Damn. The second one was a 4+, which will miss as well. Kai.
I'm gonna try and grapple the lady again.
Alright, athletics check.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's a guaranteed success. A 7? Come on. That's
Yeah,
a
she rolled
guaranteed
a natural 14, so yeah, no, you're still unable, due to the tight quarters and the absolute mess this room is, you find yourself occasionally slipping on the bones that litter the floor, and you're not able to actually get your footing to get into a good spot to actually commit to a grapple.
Okay. Yeah. That's all I got.
Alright, Thrombin.
With my consolation, Brian, all of my spells are also verbal.
One of my channel divinities. Thanks for that, by the way.
Are they really?
It's utter a vow or speak a prayer.
I'm sorry.
I can still divine smite though, so.
Okay, let me rephrase. I'm kind of sorry. Again.
And my spells are all verbal too.
I will... Okay, I have a question since I obviously was out last session. It's kind of relevant, and it's also my lack of real world knowledge in this case. Would you leave a crossbow loaded? The assumption of one shot.
Would you leave a crossbow loaded?
Yes.
If it was your primary weapon, and you carried it about while you traveled in anticipation of being in hostile lands, I would say yes. But if it was hooked on your pack as like a secondary option, probably not, because the bolt probably would not stay in correctly.
Okay. Then I will... pull up, I guess I'll, take my whip off the side. And smack the daughter that tried to stab me. Or did stab me, whatever.
Okay. You unfurl your whip, it wraps around you, and you fling it back. You bring it forward with a resounding crack. Go ahead and roll your attack.
Oh, sorry. I rolled damage, not the attack.
Oh. No, that was the damage. Or no, that was the attack, 9. It's a 1d20. It says. And then it automatically rolled 5 damage, but a 9 will miss.
Okay. And I believe that's it for me.
Alright, that brings us to the daughter that you just tried to attack, who will reach out at you to make her attacks.
Warning flare!
First one was worse anyway, which was a natural 2, which will miss. That will bring us to the second daughter, who's on the other side of Altharian, who will make her attack. With a natural 19 plus 7.
That'll hit.
You take...
Zips isn't taking damage because he's hidden, so there is a blessing in disguise for what happened.
2d8. Oops. You take... Oh, shit. 15 slashing damage as her purple-like claws lurch out and find the weak points in your armor and just slash through.
What?
Ow.
Yep. That will end her turn. Altharian.
He's...
Huh?
Some flexing.
Aww.
I guess I will swing back.
Okay. Natural 20.
Crit.
25 will hit.
Oh!
Go ahead
Nice.
and roll damage.
You should smite.
7, unless it's 8 if it's round up, and then yeah, I'm gonna smite again. So that will be. Is it round up or round down?
Let's round up.
So it'll be 16, 20. And 12 of that's radiant.
Ow!
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty.
It's okay, I guess.
Well, too bad his crit with the sword itself was halved,
Yeah,
and then halved again.
yeah.
So, the only thing really doing anything there was the smite.
Better than just us constantly whacking at it with non-magical damage.
That brings us to Zips, who is still out.
Do I have to do anything with the rain enfeeblement?
How
Go
fucking
ahead
long
and
is Zips
make
gonna
a
be out?
Constitution saving throw.
Until something wakes me up, I'm not given save.
Oh no!
10. Where'd it go? Oh, that's right. It's in this book. I wrote it down elsewhere. 10 will not succeed. Brings us to Magnetha, who is going to make her attack at Kai, because he keeps trying to touch her and she doesn't like it.
Why you gotta phrase it that way?
He keeps trying to hug her. She's not happy about it.
I'm a lonely monk, damn it. Fucking chastity promise, fuck that shit.
17.
Yep. That's going
You
hard.
take 18 slashing damage.
Dead. Well, down.
Kai falls unconscious.
Starting to regret the silence now.
It wouldn't have done anything really for me. I mean, my armor.
Well, now
sucks.
healing spells can't be cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, now I'm fucked.
Unless I
that will
willingly
end,
drop it.
that will end her turn. Jade.
I can heal by touching myself.
Can you heal by touching him?
She's going
I'm not
to.
playing anymore.
I mean, she's just pissed off, and now that she sees another companion get really injured, she's just gonna keep recklessly attacking because she's a one-trick pony.
I apologize. I will be right back again, guys.
Okay. Yeah, with claws.
Alright, go ahead and attack at advantage.
A 16 and a 20.
16 will miss, the 20 will hit.
4 slashing. Can I? No, I should have thought about that first.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Alright, that will bring us to the Dredge, who is
Am I
going
still
to...
enfeebled?
Huh?
Am I still enfeebled from the caster being attacked?
Yeah.
You're a baby.
Yes. That will bring us to the Dredge, who will make his 2 attacks against Thrombin. I will politely assume he will use this reaction, so I will roll at disadvantage. If he says no, then... oh well. Alright, the second one is a 12, and his AC is 17. Lucky him. So that's the first attack. And the next one is a 15, which will also miss. Kai, I need a death saving throw.
You got it. There we go. Maybe.
13, you may mark a success.
Yay!
That will bring us to Thrombin.
Must go to my gods.
So right now, Kai's down.
Yes.
I've been hurt. Jade's been hurt. Elthalian's been hurt.
And Zips is missing.
Okay, so against my better judgment, I'm going to drop the Veil of Silence.
There's a cacophony of noise and screeches and yells come back all at once. The noise and the ambient sounds resume into this space.
That's gotta be unsettling.
It's probably extremely unsettling.
What the hell is that?
With that, we do this.
What'd you do?
Everybody get 9 HP back.
Oh, fun!
Everyone...
Back from the dead!
So, Kai, you are prone on the ground. You can heal 9 hit points. You are no longer making death saves. You come back to consciousness.
Should I
be that guy?
3 being that guy.
I'm gonna be that guy. Prayer of Healing takes 10 minutes to cast.
Oh, does it?
I'm checking.
Oh, never mind.
Actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yep, casting time is 10 minutes. No action.
Apologies. That's my fault.
That too.
No, I thank you for that, legitimately.
Back to the dead.
Yep. In that case, sorry, we are going to take the route of
Magic.
Yeah, actually.
Haha.
So, whereabouts on our dear map is the dredge, and where is the Magantha?
Magantha is still where she was. She's on the other side of the barrel. She's between the barrel and the trunk that Zips is behind. And the dredge is right in front of you, sort of trying to bite at your ankles. He's a small little fiend.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a ranged spell, but the thing I'm attacking is right in front of me, is that still a disadvantage?
Yes. It'd be like making a ranged attack with a bow in melee range.
So, right there is where the dredge is, right?
Yeah, it's
like
pretty much
square.
Him and the other daughter are within melee range of you. There's a very tight space at this point. There are a lot of bodies in here.
Awful lot of honkies in here.
Where you are, though, you do have the option to go back out the door.
Normally, yes. In this case, no. Ah, do I be that dick, guys?
I need a decision.
Yes, be that dick, do it.
Be that
Do
dick,
something.
okay.
A possible
Here comes
upside is
Fireball.
If there's a TPK,
I don't have Fireball yet.
I'm not going to be the one to die. I'll be alive because they don't know I'm here. Until they find me, because I'm sure...
They're just cleaning. You hear, what the fuck?
So I'm gonna angle this in a way that wouldn't hit Jade, but will get the daughter and the melee thing and catch the windmill on fire.
Oh, we're going scorched earth.
Alright.
Burning hands!
Oh!
15-foot cone!
Is that a save?
It is a dex save for half.
What's the DC?
14.
She made an 18 plus, and the dredge is 5 plus.
Why
so
didn't
he
it
will
roll the
fail.
damage? Okay, well.
So she will take half of the fire damage.
So the dredge takes 11, she takes... Is it rounded up or down?
Up.
Then 6.
Yep. She would also take half of that for being resistant to fire.
But everything flammable in that area ignites too.
Yes. And it begins quickly spreading to the wood interior.
It's getting hot in here, so take off
And
all
the
your
dredge is
armor.
also resistant to fire, being a fiend from Avernus. Anything else?
I'll take a step back out the door.
Alright, that will take
Meta-
2 attacks of opportunity.
Never mind.
Okay.
I was thinking like 5 foot. I'm thinking. Sorry, my brain's still in other editions because that's all I've really gotten to play other than this of like a disengaged step.
Okay.
So I will.
That will bring us to the daughter now having no silence in the vicinity.
I'm gonna regret this.
Thrombin.
TPK, guys.
I need a
GG.
a wisdom saving throw.
Yay! I like that one, but the dice probably won't like me. That's fine.
Dice just goes, sorry, fam.
JK.
19. She pulls out a web-like substance in her hand and mutters a couple of words and pushes energy in Thrum's direction, taking no effect. And expending the first spell slot.
Oh.
That will end her turn. That will bring us to the other daughter on the side of Eltharion. Give me one moment, I'm just marking off a spell slot so I can keep track of things. Because I don't normally do spell casting.
And yet we're in a combat with everybody spellcasting.
She... where is this? She is going to... Oh, don't. You. That's right. That's the one that breaks.
Oh,
That's a range.
Alright.
Yeah, because at this point, they are quite annoyed. You know what? Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
rip me.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger. We're all in danger. Except
One player in danger.
You look over
Rhea.
on the daughter on the stairs on the opposite or on the other side of Eltharion, who raises her hands and extends them out in front of her, and you see her eyes turn to a black, inky like pool, and almost pulling tears of black ink down her face as she mutters, Thrombin, you need to make another wisdom saving throw. A 13. You hear gentle whispers enter your mind that are comforting and soft and warm, and
Oh,
they're
no.
beckoning you off to rest, to sleep. And you
My incapacitated
shut
now
your
feels-
eyes and you push those voices out of your mind. A 13 barely succeeds as they waste their 6th level spell slot.
What? Guys, we're dead.
That will end her turn. Eltharion.
I'm already at the death's door.
Enfeebled from the caster taking damage.
She didn't take damage.
No, she did not. It was the sister on my side that
The
did.
daughter took damage over here.
Oh, okay. I just making sure I haven't been listening with the fuss. Alright, I'll swing at the sister since.
Alright, go ahead and roll your attack. 24 will hit.
Alright. So that'll be another 3, and I'll do my last spell slot to Shield. 15 radiant damage. Ooh, bummer.
Okay.
Will be the next turn.
Go ahead and make a Constitution saving throw.
Nope.
Oh man, dude.
You remain enfeebled with a 9. Top of the round, we come to
This is
Zips, who is
terrible.
still in Dreamland.
Most of us do non-magical damage already.
This is a tough fight.
Oh my god, and there's 3 of them. Oh no.
I'm low-key ready for the TPK here.
Oh no.
That will bring us to Magnetha, who is going to see the main assailant for the most part, Kai, still unconscious, deeming him no threat. And
Really?
What?
Even with my reckless attacks?
Let me finish.
Okay, sorry.
He was trying to grab her and restrain her. To her, that is a big threat.
Okay.
I just wanted a fucking hug.
He is currently out of the way. She locks eyes with you, Jade. And out of her pocket, she pulls a piece of metal and holds it up in your direction as she says, "Now be still. I need a wisdom saving throw."
Okay,
I don't want to be still.
I believe in you, Jade!
Silence was really saving us.
It
10.
was 10. As she says that, you feel your muscles tensing and locking up as the hold person spell takes effect.
That really sucks. You know why? Because all melee hits are insta-crits against a held person.
That is a problem. Okay.
And that will expend her second level spell slot. And that will end her turn, which will bring us to Jade.
So, is there anything I can do?
Cry.
At the end of your turn, unless you have any bonus actions or anything like that that can actually break free of this for some reason, at the end of your turn, you can attempt the save again.
Oh, so I'm like paralyzed or something?
You are technically paralyzed.
Yeah, so I can't do anything. Okay, I guess I'll just, that's my turn, so I might as well just do the other
Okay.
wisdom save.
Go ahead and make another wisdom save.
And I was actually gonna try to go after Zips.
16.
14. No, it's 14. I don't know. I didn't click out of advantage. I don't have advantage.
Okay. 14.
Yes.
So as your muscles flare up and take rigid, you find yourself unable to move, stiff as a board, stiff as a straight iron rod.
Okay.
You hear a voice in your head that you can't really make out, but at the same time, in the distance, you hear thunderous roars of a beast-like creature, and it breaks the hold over you. You now have control back of your limbs. You break hold person.
Oh.
Nice.
Okay.
Kai, I need a death saving throw.
You want a death saving throw? I will give you a death saving throw.
14. You may add another success.
Yay.
Almost there, dude.
Thrumbin.
Just hanging on to that string of life.
Well, I have learned my lesson. Silence.
Counterspell.
What do we gotta do for that?
Well,
what level are you casting silence at?
It's a
2,
second level.
Yeah,
Second level
counterspell
spell?
automatically just works then.
Yep. It fades, taking no effect.
Bye, guys.
Holy combat.
As
You know
can't
what?
really
Can
do
I
anything
actually
else.
just...
as you begin to say the incantation for silence, and you reach up to the center of the room that you're pointing at, the daughter right next to you recognizes this as she saw it before and did not react in time. She immediately casts her counterspell at 3rd level, fading it out.
Can we just go back and agree to eat her meat pies? Can we, like... can we...
We'd all be dead.
Zips
Hey,
is
that might
like
be an option soon, simply
Can
because
we-
we may all be dead.
Zips
Can we
is
go
having
back
a
to the last auto-save and restart?
Zips is having a grand old time over there. He's in like the most peaceful, like blissful place in his mind, and he doesn't know any better. He's got the better end of the deal. Anything else, Thrombin?
No.
Alright. That will bring us to the daughter who used her reaction to counterspell. So she is going to... Is that a ranged spell? She might not care. You know what? She's gonna see what happens. I need...
Like that.
Oh god.
I need Throm, Eltharion, and the other daughter to make dexterity saving throws.
I picked a really good place to become incapacitated so nothing hits me.
You really did, though. Like, there is a blessing in disguise to how you are right now, despite that you've just been sitting here
But
for
if
the
I
past...
wasn't incapacitated, we might have a better shot of this fight because I could do a lot of damage.
I know. And you've just been sitting here for the past hour watching us fail miserably.
Eltharion, I still need a save.
He's not here.
Then I will roll for him. That's Throm's character sheet. Eltharion, dexterity save.
No.
Natural 19 for
Ooh.
20. So he succeeds. As immediately after she casts her counter spell, she brings her arm back around and does brief circles in between her, and arcing between her hands become zaps of lightning arching between the two until she whirls it up to a ball and casts it from her finger, striking Thrombin, arcing through him into Eltharion and into her sister. Thrombin,
Jesus Christ!
Thrombin, you take 21 lightning damage.
We're dying here.
Eltharion will take 10
God.
on a success, and the sister will take 10 on a success.
These are level... What level are these guys?
Much higher than us.
At this point, the ones that were probably trained in beast hunting, Thrombin, you've come to the conclusion that these is a coven of hags.
Yeah.
Fudge.
Yeah, I was in The Witcher.
Not...
That will end her turn, and expend another spell slot.
I strongly regret dropping the Thing of Silence.
It was
That's
really
okay.
fucking things up. That will bring us to the daughter, who is going to make an attack at Eltharion, which he took... What did he take? He took 10.
10.
What's his health at? Before I move
Hopefully
any
a lot.
further. He's at 21, so now he is at 11.
Evening.
She is going to make an attack with her claws at Eltharion.
I mean, she could also just shoot her own lightning bolt and hit her other sister, too.
Oh, sweet God, that
With
would
a
just...
natural 20.
Jesus!
Oh my God!
Oh, Jake's down.
2d8 plus 4.
He rolled perfectly minimum.
Just barely 12 slashing damage, which will knock Eltharion unconscious. That will end her turn. Eltharion should make a death save, which I suppose I shall do for him.
No, he's here.
No.
He's here.
His hands are full.
Oh. He just got back.
An 18 will succeed. Zips, sleeping the fine sleep. That brings to Magnetha, who is taking stock of her situation.
We're so fucked.
There's only 2 of you up, and one's really hurt, and the other's probably really hurt. Yeah, this is it. I see no way.
Yeah. Unless by some fucking miracle, everyone rolls like some nat 20s, and
No, because
they're just
even-
made of paper.
Even
have
if
no
I
idea.
do, my damage is halved because I do non-magical damage.
Ah.
And neither do you. If you even got back up.
She is going
Yeah.
to
I can still grapple.
cast Ray of Enfeeblement on Jade. I need a saving throw, Constitution.
We're in danger.
25 will succeed as you shrug it off. That will end her turn. Jade.
Do I know where... Can I... Because I have some sort of, like, bestial form to an extent on me right now, do I... Or just based on what happened in the past, do I know where Zips is?
You saw him come out to take the pie and head
So
back.
So I know he's behind the chest?
Yes.
I want to go and grab him, and if I can, I would like to grab him in one hand, and as I head out the door, I want to grab another companion if I can, by the arms.
Okay. You go over to the chest, and you quickly peek over it, and you see a slumped over green goblin just sort of like drooling out of his mouth going,
Okay.
You reach down and you easily pick him up.
Okay.
And you pull him up, and as you do, Zips, you completely get shaken awake.
Oh, thank you. That's kind of you.
So you are no longer incapacitated, Zips.
I wake up.
I'm so sorry, Matt.
This is the scene from Community. I wake up. 2 of my friends and 2 of my allies are dying. Half the windmill's on fire. Lightning shooting everywhere. Robin just throwing a whip.
Okay, so I am holding Zips by
This is
the
a
arm
darkest
in
timeline.
one of my hands. Who is the next one closest to me? Is it Kai?
On the ground, well, Kai's on the other side of, like, the wagon and the barrel.
So here's...
If you run out the door, your best chance of grabbing somebody would be Thrawn.
So
What
what
about
I would
Altharion?
like to... So what I
He's on the
would
stairs.
like... What I would like to accomplish is... Zips was one. I would like to grab one other person, if possible, whoever is closest to me or whatnot, and either run out the door with them or chuck them through the door.
Sure. Go ahead and just make an athletics check
So,
to throw
question then,
Zips out.
would I, before I do that, can I bonus action rage because I lost it? Or is that too much action economy on my turn?
Sure, that's fine.
Okay, so then so in my loss of rage for a split second, I'm panicking about my friends, and I pick up at least Zips and one other if I can, and then I get really pissed off again because we're in this situation, and I will just do whatever, chuck them or otherwise, to get them out of here. And so my athletics with advantage is a 16.
16, enough to yeet a small creature out the
Okay.
door. So Zips, you come to consciousness as your newly found friend, Jade, picks you up off the ground, and you're like, oh, what's going on? Oh, hey, Jade! As
Okay.
you fly through the air onto the other side through the door. You are now outside.
Okay.
Can I say I land right in front of Styx, who's like waiting outside?
Yeah, Styx is probably like at this point actually like clawing at the building because she's fully aware what was going on in there, but she cannot get in.
Okay, yeah, I would like to, while throwing Zips, I would just like to yell in the roar of the rage, just shout out for Styx as I'm throwing, Zips. And then, I mean, I know I don't know if I'm asking for a lot or whatnot. Do I end up grabbing anybody else? Can I, like, run out with them in my hand, or?
No.
No, too much? Okay, that's fine. Then, who's closest to me, then?
You make your way out the door?
No, I'm going to at least throw Zips.
Yes.
And I assume the last thing I have is movement at that point.
Yes.
So, who is then closest to me?
Technically Kai, but he's on the other side of a barrel in a cart.
So I can't try to get in between him and a threat? Or it's fine if I can't. I'm just trying to gauge this situation.
There's too much clutter.
Okay. Who else just went down? Eltharion?
Eltharion is down.
Can I get to Eltharion?
Give me...
It's fine if I can't. I'm just...
Give me a acrobatics check.
Oh, Lord, that is way too much faith in Jade. Actually, she's
trying
proficient.
to weave in between people in a very small space that is very messy.
Okay, it's
very
15.
on fire.
Yes.
I'm aware of the fire.
13 is not enough to get to him.
Okay. Then what I'm gonna try to do is I am gonna, with my movement, do as best as possible to just get in this person's face and distract her from everybody else and try to have her focus on me. I am snarling in her face, I am roaring in her face and everything, and I am just ready to make more slashes at her with this newfound rage.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
That'll end your turn. Kai, I need a death saving throw.
You got it, Captain.
One more success, dude.
Hey!
You are now
Alright.
stabilized. You are no longer
14.
making death saves, but you are still unconscious. As the fire is spreading.
What is that, 1 hit point?
No, he's
No,
just,
0.
He's just unconscious.
Oh, fudge.
Yeah.
He doesn't
that's
come
right.
to 1 hit point.
It's like, it's good I'm not making death saving throws, so it's like, ah ha ha ha.
Thrum
Okay.
The best I can do is give Kai a chance.
Alright.
Here you go, Kai. 6 HP. I'm out.
Out of space.
Oh my god.
You slip back out the door.
Yeah.
That is 2 attacks of opportunity.
We're gonna go with the daughter is getting warding flared on my way out.
Okay.
Because I can still react.
Right, so this will be the dredge. The natural 9 will miss, and then the daughter. Wow. Rolled the same thing on a disadvantage. Which would be a total of 16.
Not enough, just barely.
Oh. She misses. As you make your way out
Aye!
the door. Make
Oh
your way
my
out
God.
the door. That will end Throm's turn. That will bring us to the daughter, who will walk out the door.
Shit.
As you turn heel and run out the door, she makes a slash and misses, and sees you walk right outside. She comes out into the day, looks around, sees the goblin sitting down, going, "What's going on?"
She's me. Just
Oh my god.
a fairly large spider by normal standards that is like dripping ichor from her fangs and seems if spiders can narrow their eyes, Styx looks incredibly pissed. And she's not happy about that.
Oh my god.
Styx get an attack of opportunity?
She doesn't move away from Styx, she just moves into Styx's vicinity. Thrum, I need... Oh. No. She has to make a ranged attack. As I drop dice everywhere. As she makes a ranged attack as she holds up a finger. And with a 14, you see a almost lime dark green ball of magical energy envelop her hand and shoot forth, and you duck right out of the way as the 14 will miss, dodging the ray of sickness.
I'm gonna have a heart attack.
That will end her turn. That will bring us to the other daughter, who is going to step over the body of Eltharion and come to the door.
Excuse me.
Body of Eltharion. He's not dead! I'm not dead yet!
Body's a body. And she is actually going to... I'm gonna make her roll something real quick.
Oh god, that face.
That's not gonna matter at all. Nope, okay. With a natural 2, we'll step out the door, ignoring the fire, ignoring Jade, come outside.
Does she pass me?
Yes.
Can I have an attack of opportunity?
You may certainly make an attempt.
Make an attempt. Okay, I don't, would you say, so I'm gonna do claws, would you say that's 1 claw or the 2, like a normal action?
It's 1 attack.
1, okay, so I'm just gonna do 1 claw then. Okay. Nope.
A 10 will miss.
That's a 10. Yeah, okay, I tried.
Yep, and she will come outside.
It keeps me my rage at least.
This is true.
I'm angry.
And does she have it? She does. She is also going to pull out a straightened piece of metal.
Because why wouldn't she?
And cast an incantation. And with a 7, her sister
Oh my god.
becomes paralyzed.
What?
As she's fucking pissed her sister attacked her.
Okay.
What?
Well then.
Look, hags really have no loyalties to one another.
Oh.
That's probably like a pinch to them, so it's fine.
So one of them is now under the effects of hold person.
Oh my god.
That will bring us
Oh,
to...
you're asking for a miracle.
This brings us to Eltharion. I need a death saving throw.
Oh, come on, Eltharion.
I'm conflicted as to what I should do now.
5. That fails. That will bring us to, for the first time tonight, in combat, Zips.
Okay, so what did I see going? Wait.
Waiting.
I think we fucked something up. Because I'm pretty sure Thrombin healing word Kai.
He did.
You're way ahead of Kai, but I went after Kai.
Okay.
Oh, so I
did that.
so I
you
get
did
to
that.
heal?
Not yet.
I guess the Eternal was just messed up in my mind. Never mind. I just want to make sure we didn't forget Kai's healed and conscious.
No, we
No
haven't
worries.
gotten back to Kai yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rombrin's turn is immediately after Kai's.
Yeah.
So
I don't think that affected me.
Zips is going to go ahead and he's going to take the disengage bonus action using Nimble Escape.
Okay.
And he's going to dive. Okay, before I do this, I saw that I had 2 companions down inside the windmill, correct?
You probably saw a blur of it as Jade threw you out the room.
Okay.
And I was shouting for Styx as I threw you.
Also, just a point to clarify, Styx is supposed to roll initiative on their own. I didn't know we didn't. So do we want to do that now, or just have Styx go with me?
She can go with you.
Okay. In that case, first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to still take the disengage bonus action. I'm going to try and dip back into just right inside the door. And I'm going to use my action to cast Healing Word on Altharian.
Kai is
Forgot you can cast that too!
Thank God.
Guys, what?
Kai is conscious,
Thank
just so
God.
in case you were like debating, like you see him alive.
Yeah, I figured I was going to.
Okay. So you go ahead and roll your heal as you use today's...
9 hit points, Altharian.
That's
You're back.
cure wounds.
Cure wounds.
Did I say something else?
You said healing word.
No, it's
Yeah.
cure wound.
Oh, so you go in and
Cure
touch
wound.
him.
I go in and touch him.
I mean, that's all.
So you may heal 9 hit points and you come back to consciousness, though you are still prone.
So that's my action. That's my bonus action. I'm going to come back out and I'm going to mount on Styx.
Okay.
And then I'm going to have Styx go ahead and Styx is going to, because I feel like I have to take advantage of this. Styx is going to go ahead and bite the paralyzed sister.
Styx's instincts immediately react to the fact that she is paralyzed. She is very familiar with that type of effect, as her poison will do it itself in order to trap prey. So she immediately, once you get on her, skitters around on the other side of Throm and pounces on the paralyzed hag. Go ahead. I believe it does its auto hits.
Does a 15 hit.
If it's paralyzed, isn't it an auto crit with a melee hit?
Paralyzed
I
creatures
still have to
incapacitated
hit.
speed. Creature automatically fails strength of attack against have advantage. A 15 will miss.
That sucks. In that case, seeing that missed, I'm just going to have Styx use 40 feet of movement and just run away.
I was about to say, also, for what it's worth, there's no Throm there. Throm ran.
Yeah.
I did not stop once I got out the door.
Yeah, Styx is just gonna go just run away.
Okay.
I just wanted to clarify that, because I heard you say...
See,
Well,
Steps around me.
you've only moved 30 feet. So you're not exactly that far away. Because you used
Also,
your action
yeah.
to heal him.
Styx moves 40 feet, so I'm probably actually further away than Thrombin is.
At this point, yes.
So Thrombin, you're running away, you just see me on top of Styx, and Styx is like...
Yeah, but I'm just saying, by that same logic, 30 feet is still off the map by this point.
Yeah. What kind of theater of mind
I was
here?
in the door. Yes, I understand. I'm fine with it. I don't actually care that much.
Alright, that brings us to Magnetha, who is... Can't do that, that's ranged. She is going to make a claw attack at Jade.
When I don't do reckless.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
13.
No.
It'll miss. That'll end her turn. Jade.
I don't know how we're I have a small inkling of how we're pulling this off so far, but... Ooh.
Alright,
It'll walk in a bit of Brian
Arthelic...
Mercy.
Kai and Eltharion are now conscious, and do I see this?
They are conscious and prone.
Conscious and prone. Last round, you said I couldn't get to Kai because there was too much in the way.
A space has opened up because people have vacated the premises.
Can I guess my question is, can I try to grab somebody again and yeet them through the door?
You can grab a piece of their clothing easily if they are willing. I doubt your friends are going to resist you, though they can tell me otherwise.
I'm going to... Whoever's closest to me, I'm assuming Kai at this point, I'm going to grab him by the back of his cloth belt, and I'm just gonna chuck him through the door, and as I do that, I'm gonna shout run to both him and Eltharion.
Alright, Kai, do you resist her trying to grab you?
Nope.
Give me an athletics check, Jade.
Alright, and that's with advantage, because rage.
Because he is not a small goblin.
Because I am pissed off.
Motherfucker!
Nice!
21 is enough as you grab onto his robes and you just, like, almost shot-put him over your shoulder and through the door.
Alright, what is the fire looking like with this windmill at this point in time? Inside, smoke and everything.
A thick cloud of smoke is filling near the ceiling, which is about 8 feet high. And the flames are climbing the walls. The outside is stone, the inside is wood.
Okay, what I'm gonna try to do with movement at this point in time is make sure there's still an opening for Eltharion to get out, but I am still gonna make sure I am in the face and threatening Magnetha, so that she is continuing to focus on me if possible.
Okay.
And that is my turn.
Okay. Kai, you are outside. You see the two sisters are out there as well. One seems to be quite rigid. And if you give a quick look about, your other two companions are roughly 30 to 40 feet away from you, heading back down the hill.
Run to join my companions.
Alright. I'd like to point out this is the first encounter I've ever made where the players actually retreated.
Because Kai knows a losing battle.
Proud or ashamed?
I'm not ashamed.
I'm not either. I'm asking Brian if that makes him proud or ashamed.
I'm more or less just shocked.
No, when
that we actually ran?
When Brian said, and that was her 6th level spell slot, that's when my stomach dropped. And I was like, no.
Yeah, there's no not at least partially logically metagaming by that point of we need to get the fuck away.
Yeah.
If you want to feel, I don't know if it'll make you feel better at all, but they had one 6th level slot, and that's their highest.
Nope, still
I don't care.
It's the fact that it's 6th level.
Exactly.
I know how head covens work, so I know a little secret that everyone else probably does that I won't spill the beans. But
that's fine. Even if I knew from a non-metagaming gaming point, as fucked up as I was by that, I'm gone.
6th level spell strong.
Yeah.
Like, I am running away with 2 health right now.
Alright, so Kai runs. Thrombin,
like
at this
bitch.
point, you are running, you see off in the distance, dark, fast-moving clouds that seem very similar to the ones that were sitting above the castle not a few hours ago.
What does that mean to me?
Oh no! Oh no!
Just pointing it out.
Oh no!
You just happen to see. You just happen to see very fast-paced, black, like thin, clouds that you saw above the castle a few hours ago. Very similar thing you see now above the trees, moving very fast in your direction.
Oh no! I don't know what. Oh, I don't know.
The reason I was asking, does that mean anything to me, was that in already how Strahd appeared once type thing?
No. Earlier you merely just happened to see that in the distance.
Okay. That was me. I'm just trying to make sure that this isn't something I should know from last session and didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna cure wounds myself,
Okay.
and then keep running. Well,
All right. Go ahead and cast your Cure Wounds as you move another 30 feet down the hill. That will bring us to the daughter who is paralyzed. And with an 11,
Nice.
won't break it. That brings us to...
Won't break it. That's great.
max. I will take that.
That brings us to the other daughter. What slots do they have left? She sees the rest of you in full retreat and looks out towards the horizon, and as a result, she places her hands together and mutters beneath her breath, and those who would be looking in her direction see her fade from existence.
What?
Altharian, you are conscious and prone.
I think I'm gonna proceed to get the fuck out of there.
Proceed to get the fuck out, if you will.
Alright. So you move 5 feet towards the door and use the remaining of your movement to get out.
Yes.
Zips.
Zips is going to stop retreating for now.
Okay.
He has 40 feet on his enemies, as far as he knows. He's gonna use his favorite foe on the paralyzed sister,
Okay.
and he's going to also, seeing the fact that the other sister just fucking left, he's gonna be like, he's gonna be like, oh, well, a perfect opportunity, and he's going to shoot the paralyzed sister with an arrow.
Okay. Go ahead and roll your attack.
19 to hit?
will hit.
What?
Oh!
Wait, I gotta double check. I don't think that die size. I know that die size is correct. Actually, never mind. Because in the new hunter's mark gets stronger as you level up, if I remember correctly. But that's 11 piercing damage.
All right.
And then because I can, I'm gonna have Styx run up and try bite her again. There's
All
no
right.
other threat next to her.
So you actually halt your retreat, turn around, and actually begin to advance back towards your enemy to make her an attack. Styx jumps down to pin the paralyzed hag. Go ahead and make her attack.
19.
A 19 will hit.
That's going to be 7 piercing, and then 6 poison, and a con saving throw is needed. And if she's paralyzed, that damage is doubled as a crit.
Right. Con save.
Yep.
This isn't magic, right?
Right.
Okay. Natural 18.
Okay, so it only takes half the poison damage.
Okay. So you move up right alongside her. Right after your turn, that dark swarm closes the gap in insane speed. And that dark cloud now... Stop it. Roll 20. Stop it. I hate you. Stop auto-adding things. It's dumb. Dark Cloud closes the gap and almost casts a wide shadow around the earth, and those that you look up notice that this cloud is not actually a cloud. It is a very thick swarm of bats.
What?
As they flutter by on through, squeaking and chittering as they come through, and they actually collide down in a very almost like cylindrical cone manner into the ground and spread out. And as they spread out and swarm back around, a form begins to take place.
We made Daddy Strahd angry.
Did we make Daddy Strahd?
No, he's angry at them, but if we could have handled ourselves, he wouldn't have had to show up.
As you see, as Zips, you recognize the very same person that you met only a few hours ago. Strahd von Zarovich as he takes form from Bat into his very humanoid look, and in his cape, he flings back his cloak, looks back towards the windmill, and just roars, "Magnetha! Get out here!" And that will end his turn.
Oh god!
And it will bring us to Magnetha, who, Jade, you hear this booming voice come through as the fire continues to spread, almost engulfing this floor. Magnetha stops in her elderly form and actually uses her action to revert into her true form, which is a very purpley, hideous, hag-like form, representing that of a fiend. And she sort of just, like, looks at you and just very slowly just sort of sidesteps and heads over towards the door, making her way out. So you do get an attack of opportunity if you so choose.
Yeah. I do.
Okay.
I do. I'll do another claw attack. Which is natural 20!
Alright, go ahead and roll damage.
It's a 7!
7 for a total of 3 because they are resistance.
That was terrible. But whatever, I'll take that nat 20.
As you claw into her back and she's like, but heeds the command and still makes her way outside in front of Strahd in her very hunched form, just sort of wringing her hands, looking down at the ground. Jade.
So when Jade sees that happening, she's going what am I gonna do? She's this pissed off barbarian who's trying to protect her friends. Jade is going to walk out the door right behind this hag. She's still snarling and everything. She's just like, she's now in this like, when she gets out the door, she's almost in this like defensive and alert, like circling motion, as like you would almost see like in an arena where she's like, all right, you come at me and I'm gonna be ready for the attack and whatnot. She's kind of doing that number, and as she's circling, she's making sure she's in between any threat. She's in between any threat, whether it's Strahd or Magnetha and Eltharion, to try to keep securing an escape for all of her friends first.
Okay.
You know what, though? When she finishes that motion, she's going to take that opportunity again to just do 2 claw attacks at Magnetha.
Okay, go ahead.
Recklessly.
Alright. Roll with advantage.
You know what? That was not... Oh, it was. 21 and 15.
The 15 will miss.
Okay. 4 slashing. 4
So a total
slashing.
of 2.
So, I guess let me move her token. At this point, I'll say she's, like, right there, just trying to be in between her final companion that's still around and...
Oh, Zips is there too.
Okay.
Huh?
Zips is on the other side of Strahd right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Okay. Kai.
That's my turn.
Hi.
Kai.
You're muted.
Sorry, I missed that. I didn't hear Kai the first time. At this point, I'm just kind of looking like, what in the fuck do I do? I'm gonna keep just kind of like, I'm just gonna kind of like move back just a little bit more, probably like 15 feet, and just kind of just, I'm gonna hold my action in case anyone comes in front of me to threateningly. If anyone threateningly comes in front of me, I'm gonna punch him in the face.
Alright. Throm.
Seeing the kind of turn of events and the freakiness, guess I go back. Use a full action to get back with the rest of the group.
Alright. That daughter is paralyzed.
Is that the one that no, that's a paralyzed one.
But she does have advantage on magical effects for saving throws. She will break the hold. But will immediately lower her head and cease hostilities. The other daughter is long gone.
She bamfed. She's like,
Nope!
Atharian.
Hard pass.
I think we have him muted, Jake.
yeah.
He's trying to take
fighting.
care of.
Yeah.
Alright, so Eltharion falls back a little bit and waits for any sort of threats. Zips.
Zips is now just going to just move 40 feet back again, just yo-yoing. Maybe not 40, we'll do 20. Just get some distance. He's not going to attack now that Strahd's here and everyone else seems not attack. He's just gonna he's gonna have another arrow notch at the ready,
Okay.
and he's just gonna give a small stroke to Styx and be like, "Good job, Styx. You did good."
That brings us to Strahd, who looks down from the tip of his nose without actually moving his head to view Magnetha. He just sort of narrows his eyes. His hand rests on the hilt of his sword on his left side. What do you think you're doing? I allowed you to act independently in my lands. As long as you do not interfere with what I had. Would you actively attack these foreigners? They are under my protection. You raise another hand. Not only will I banish you from my realm, I will banish you from existence. Now stand down! And Strahd's turn.
I hate being beholden to the villain. Even if I don't know he is one right now.
That will bring us to Magnetha, who sort of wrings her hands.
Nein. Sorry. Lord Strahd, they came into our house and we were just trying to... No excuses, I apologize. We will not pursue them any further.
Is anyone else from this point forward continuing hostilities?
Nope.
I guess not.
No.
Jade will just continue circling and be the last line of defense, basically, making sure that the rest of her companions are free and out of harm first before she starts to dash.
Okay.
I don't know that I'm running yet at this point.
Strahd looks at the two remaining hags. Get out of my sight. You may return when I say. And the two of them cast plane shift, as the other one had
Also
done
get
earlier.
the fuck out.
And from sight. Strahd turns to all of you in the same stance as he was before, very proud, very confident, standing up straight, as I look for the music that I was using earlier. There it is. I apologize if some people are not to your liking. You cannot please everybody in the kingdom. However, they did act as they were allowed to within my realm. So they will bear no further punishment unless they continue hostilities towards you. And you will remain under my good graces. As long as I believe you to have earned it. He looks towards the sky and you see the bat still circling. And he looks back. Do not forget our little deal. Bring me Idelina, and you will be rewarded. And as he takes his cloak and sort of puts it over his shoulders to almost envelop his whole front, he turns around and then looks back at the three of you. But if you do not do this, then I cannot promise I will intervene again. No, I suggest you go, or the two left inside will burn alive. And he turns into a bat and flies away.
What?
Two left inside will burn alive.
Thank you for listening to the Adventure Check podcast. If you enjoyed this session, you can follow us on twitch.tv/adventurecheck or on Twitter @adventurecheck and keep up with all of our nerdy shenanigans. See you next time.